If you've been trying to get more done every day, but you keep ending up overwhelmed, I've got you. Today, I'm gonna give you a daily plan that actually works. It's simple, it's free, and if you stick to it, you'll be 10 times more productive without burning out. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and hi if you're new, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement, but I like to make them very actionable. Like, here are the tips, the tricks, the to-do list, if you will, to really make a difference that you're actually gonna notice. So if all that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. And you can also check out my Instagram if you wanna see more of my personal life. It's the first week of September, which is basically my New Year's. This is my favorite time of the year. It's when I really lock in, get really focused on my goals, and just become on top of things and really productive. And every single time, this is the system I use. It works without fail. We've got 4 months left, so if you're ready to lock in with me and really finish this year off strong, I highly recommend trying this system. So without any further ado and any further yapping, let's get into it. As I've already said, this system can be completely free. All you're gonna need is a calendar of your choice. I just use Google Calendar, and then a to-do list. So this can be just a simple list, a planner, your notes app, Notion, whatever you prefer. And first, we're gonna figure out 3 things that you need to know in order to use this system that are really gonna tailor this system to work for you. This will obviously make it a lot more efficient, but also a lot easier for you to stick to. And once we have that figured out, we can actually schedule everything and put everything into a very neat, simple, easy to use plan. First, we're gonna focus on a lifestyle design. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna think of up to 3 non-negotiables that design the kind of lifestyle that's conducive to you being very productive and on top of things, and basically to feel your best. These are basically habits and routines that are gonna create an environment that keeps you going, that's very supportive, and that keeps you, again, very focused and productive. So for me, for example, my non-negotiables for me to feel my best are a morning routine. My second one is being active. So on some days, that's just gonna be a walk or a simple yoga flow. On other days, it's a Pilates class, running, hiking, climbing, playing badminton, whatever I wanna do that day. It really gives you a lot of discipline, resilience, and just the need to keep going because you know you can do it. And the third one is one that I started adding recently just to really reset and have that relaxing time at the end of my day every single day. And that is to spend 1 hour doing something that's relaxing, that's off of my phone. So take out a piece of paper and a pen or your notes app or whatever and just write down up to 3 non-negotiables that make you feel your best and your most productive on top of things that you can do every single day. There are obviously so many time management tools out there, but one that genuinely blew my mind is the Viam Rec Dot earbuds. So these look like normal earbuds, but they're actually way smarter. So the first big feature is real-time transcription. So whenever I'm in a meeting, on a call, or even just brainstorming out loud, I can record and instantly get everything written out as a text. It's kind of like having a personal assistant that's capturing everything important. The second really cool feature is call and live recording. So whether it's a Zoom meeting, a regular phone call, or even an online course, I can record it all directly. And a really cool part is that the recording doesn't cut out if you get, let's say, a system notification or a phone call. And it also has AI tools built in. So after a long meeting, for example, it can automatically generate a summary or even pull out to-do lists from the conversation. So obviously a 2-hour meeting turned into a 1-minute summary and a to-do list saves you so much time. There are obviously so many other features I could highlight, but one of my favorites is the extra long battery life. So for these, you get 9 hours on a single charge and up to 36 hours with the case, which is amazing and makes such a difference when you're trying to stay productive. So if you want earbuds that are more than just for music and actually make your life so much easier, more efficient, and more productive, I would highly recommend trying out the Viam Rec Dot. They have saved me so much time. I'll leave a link below if you want to check them out, and thank you so much to Viam for sponsoring this video. The second step is going to be one goal that you want to achieve by the end of the year. So again, we've got 4 months or however long, whenever you're watching this video, it doesn't matter. You're gonna choose one goal that is gonna make the biggest difference for you. If you have so many different goals, so many different things you're working towards, your energy is very scattered. And this way, we're bringing it all towards one thing that's gonna make you feel the best when you can say at the end of the year, I've I've done this. Once you have your goal picked out, what you're gonna do is you're gonna break it down into very small digestible steps. So one step should be something that you can do in one day with, you know, all the other things you have to do in a day. So don't make these steps very overwhelming. This should be very small and doable. So for right now, I would just think of the first 5 to 10 steps. Again, we have 4 months, so no need to like completely map out every single step right now. I feel like that can be very overwhelming. So just thinking of the 5 or up to 10 steps that feel very doable is really gonna help you to get started and to like ease yourself into it. And we're gonna come back to all of this later, as I've already said. And then the last thing we need to figure out before we get into scheduling and planning, which is then the like simple, easy part, is figuring out when you work best so that you can create this plan and schedule that's actually tailored to you. So you're working with yourself instead of against yourself. And I've talked about this so many times, I feel like a broken record, but it has genuinely changed my productivity and my time management so much. I feel like I'm so much more efficient, and it takes me like almost half the time to complete all the tasks in like a week than it used to. I feel like I used to just waste so much time because I didn't really know how to time manage properly and like plan my day in a way that actually works for me. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna think about and write down when you are your most productive. So what time of the day is your productivity naturally high? Like it's pretty easy for you to focus and to lock in and to really like work without getting distracted constantly. For me, that's basically the first half of the day, like from my morning when I start my work day until lunchtime. After lunch, my productivity naturally drops. Then you're also gonna look at the days of the week. So for me, I'm my most productive on like Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday usually drops because I like get so much done on those 2 days that I feel like I kind of overwhelm myself and I need a bit of a chill day. And then Thursday and Friday are better, but definitely lower productivity than Monday and Tuesday. If you're very visual, you can take a little weekly like planner, you can like print it out or do it on Canva or whatever, and just like draw a little star during the times when you're your most focused. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna schedule those like high brain power tasks, the tasks that take a lot of your energy. They're not something you can like have a conversation and do at the same time. Like you really need to lock in and focus. You're gonna schedule those tasks during the times when you're most productive, obviously. So to give you a very practical example, as I've said, Monday and Tuesdays, first half of the day is my most productive time. On Mondays, I'm getting all of my admin tasks done. So replying to emails, looking through contracts, issuing invoices, paying bills, like all the boring stuff that I don't want to do, but I have to and require me to focus. And then I'm also planning my content for the week. That is another task that requires me to be like fully here. I can't really be multitasking, you know? So that's gonna be the first half of my Monday. Then I have my lunch. My productivity naturally drops a bit. So for me, my like lower productivity, lower focus tasks are chores, appointments. So I might schedule an appointment during that time, cleaning, taking out the trash, some work task that doesn't require a lot of mental focus. You get the drill. Same on Tuesday. So first half of the day, I'm filming and I'm editing because that again requires me to be fully here. And then the second part of the day, I'm doing something that is a little more chill mentally. Once you have all of this figured out, it's gonna be like the easiest thing on the planet and it's gonna save you so much time. One thing I haven't mentioned yet that I have had for so long is like a running to-do list. It's basically like a mile-long to-do list of everything that I think of that I need to do in the near future. You can just do this in your notes app, so it's really available anywhere you are. So let's say you're in a meeting and you think of like a random thing you need to do, you just put it in that to-do list very quickly. So then when you're planning your week, which I personally love to do on a Sunday, you have everything that you possibly need. So let's put it all together now, guys. We're almost there. Okay, so we now have our up to 3 non-negotiable lifestyle habits/routines that make us a lot more productive. The second thing we have is our priority goal broken down into small daily tasks. And we have a running to-do list with like all the things that you've thought of that you have to do. Plus, we figured out when we're at our most productive, which we're gonna keep in mind as we're planning and scheduling. So let's actually get to that and put it all together. I've got my computer right here so I can show you all of this in real time. We're gonna start with the planner portion. Now, I use Notion just because it's very simple for me. I can just drag and drop things very easily. I like that it's all in one place, but you can do this anywhere on a piece of paper, a planner that you like, your notes app, whatever works for you. As you guys know, I always use my life design planner. which is a planner I made inside Notion that I always have linked below. But that one is a little bit more complex. So I created a separate, very simple planner just to show you guys how it works, okay? To keep this very simple. So all the lists that I've already mentioned are here just to have everything in one place. So the priority goal broken down into small daily steps, the non-negotiable habits/routines, and then the master to-do list. So all the tasks I could think of that I have to do this week. We're gonna start with the priority goal just because that's the most important thing we wanna focus on. So I'm just gonna plan each step for every single day. So in Notion, I can just like drag and drop this basically. And then for each day, I'm gonna add all of my non-negotiable habits/routines. So morning routine, physical activity, and here I'd write like which one it is, obviously. So let's say this day I'm gonna go for a walk. And then my 1 hour of relaxation without my phone. So I'm just gonna do this for every single day. Obviously, up to you if you wanna do this on the weekends as well. So I don't know if you can see the little line right here. So at the top are all the priority non-negotiable things I need to do every single day. And now I'm gonna look at my master to-do list and I'm basically gonna plan which one of these tasks I'm gonna do on which days. Obviously, I'm doing this very randomly right now, but you should keep in mind like your productivity levels and what is possible for you to do in each day. So you're not overwhelming yourself, you're keeping yourself steady and productive. So that's all the lists and the very simple planner. Then you can obviously just cross it off when you get it done. You could keep it just like this, but I love to have a calendar as well, especially to assign a specific time of when I'm gonna complete all of the tasks that are the most important. As I've already said, I use Google Calendar just because it's so simple. It syncs with everything. I love it. It's also free, but again, up to you. I always add any appointments, meetings, birthdays, stuff like that in my calendar. So it's already in here. And now let's add my non-negotiable lifestyle habits. So I'm gonna schedule a morning routine, which for me is from 7 to 8. And you can very easily coordinate Google Calendar and create separate calendars, which are basically separate categories for anything you want. And I can set it so it repeats every single weekday, which makes it a lot easier. Alrighty, I scheduled in the other two. So relaxation, off my phone time, and then each physical activity of the day. Then I'm gonna go back to my planner and I'm gonna basically copy the priority task, so the goal task that I'm completing that day, and I'm gonna assign the exact time when I'm gonna complete it. That way I'm really making sure that I'm actually getting it done. So for me, that's first thing in the morning. That's when I'm my most productive again. So let's do that here. And obviously I can adjust the time based on how long I think this is gonna take. So the most important things now have a set time and date so that I can really make sure that I'm getting all of these done every single day. And now it is totally up to you if you wanna just keep it like this with all of your, appointments that you're putting in your calendar, birthdays, due dates, stuff like that, and just have your planner with all of the other tasks that you need to do. Or you can also time block. So this is where you would basically have every task have an assigned time for when you're gonna complete it. So there are two ways you can do this. The first way is to just group similar tasks together and put that on the calendar. So let's say I have admin tasks that need to be done, and let's say that would take me around an hour. And then let's say I need to plan content for the week. So let's give ourselves a little bit of a break, and then at around 1, I have my lunchtime. So grouping tasks is the way I like to time block, just so it's not as meticulous because I have all these tasks in my planner anyway. But you could also time block each individual task. So instead of having admin tasks for an hour, you can do emails, it's gonna take me 15 minutes. And then reading through a contract, it's gonna take me 20 minutes, etc., etc. You get what I mean? I definitely think time blocking is not for everyone. I know if you're not very type A and you like a bit more flexibility, this might overwhelm you and stress you out. So it's gonna depend on your personality and how you work best. I rely on time blocking heavily when I'm really, really busy, when I have so many different things going on. This really calms me down and relaxes me when I know exactly when certain things are getting done. It makes me feel like everything can get done and I'll be good. That's when I personally use time blocking. So it also, I guess, depends on how busy you are. Otherwise, I just rely on my planner and just time block for my priority task, the goal, the non-negotiable lifestyle habits, and any kind of birthdays, due dates, appointments, stuff that would usually be in your calendar anyway. So that is the whole thing. It's so simple, I promise. Alrighty guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. I hope you try out this daily plan if you're in need of one, and feel free to comment that one goal you're gonna focus on and your non-negotiables. And then we can kind of support each other, give each other some tips maybe, and you can even come back to this video and see if you actually completed it at the end of the year and have some accountability partners. I feel like that would be so nice. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. And again, feel free to check out my Instagram if you want to see more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you really soon.